Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make something that looks like this. I call these flowers stacked layered flowers. They're so super simple, and if you put them on a piece of ribbon, they become the best candle garters. You can also put them on packages, you can put them on projects. I mean, you can put them on a lot of different things. They can be all different sizes, any color you want, anything you want. So that's where we're going, and let's start at the beginning. Okay, so we're just going to be cutting small, bigger sizes, kind of wonky circles, which is what I am a pro at. And we're going to be layering them on top. On this one, you can see that I used as my last layer a piece of vintage sheet music. And I think that's pretty cute in that context. So let me show you some of the things that you can use. I have been fiddling around with some of these decorator fabric book samples that I have, mostly with the orange, because I think the orange theme looks so great with burlap. But we'll assemble this one too. You could use absolutely any kind of fabric you want. I'm going to be using some of this 5.5 or 6 inch wide burlap ribbon that you can get at Walmart. I'm also going to be using some of this cream tulle. I did use some of this in one of these that I'll show you in just a second. This is this weird, I don't even know what to call it, ribbon. Is it ribbon? I don't know. That you can get at Dollar Tree, and they have it in a few different colors. This is sort of cream. We might use some of my Totally Dazzled Bling, which let me know if you would like a link so you could see what my own pack. I didn't put this on here. This is how they designed it. Isn't that cute? And it's got 10 pieces in antique bronze that remind me of vintage buttons, and there's a couple of beautiful crosses in there. We might use some vintage buttons. And this is what I'm using to attach my stacked flowers to candle tummies. Okay, so let me show you the two that I've been fiddling around with this morning. This is the first one I did. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I am a humongous orange lover. And oh my gosh, I love all these little bits and scraps that I have from some of those flower books and just from other projects of little bits of orange and rust colored fabric. So let me get some pins. So this is the one I made first. It has 2 layers of burlap, just because it looked better that way. It has a layer of fabric, and then one thin layer of tulle, and then it has a layer of canvas duck, and then these are some of the strings that I pulled out of this burlap ribbon. I'll show you that. There's another layer of fabric, and then I put 5 little buttons on it. Let me show you what this would look like. And then I glued the whole thing to this ribbon. And this is what that could look like. And let me tell you what this is great for. Do you have a bunch of candles like I do that have stains and holes and dings on them? I do have to tell you that I personally almost always use these battery operated candles. I hardly ever use real burning candles, except for like the ones that you burn in your kitchen. So I don't know if I have batteries in this one. I don't think I do. No. So I made that, and then I made this one. And this is a piece of my bling. Also, I used, instead of the tulle, I used this weird stuff as one of the layers, 2 layers of burlap. I'm just going to put these on these candles so you can see what they look like. And then they're totally changeable. I'll glue the back ribbon to itself, so it's not permanently attached to my candle, and I can just kind of shimmy it up and off when the season or whatever, I'm done with whatever color that I might have made them, and do something different. So I'm all about reusing what you already have, and candles are easy. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. I am going to cut a sort of circle from a piece of this burlap. And you don't want it to be so gigantic that it won't sit on one of these. This is a 3x6 pillar, I think. So let me see, I've got way too much here. Cut this off, and I'll come back to this. My circles almost always end up being more like an oval. Guess that doesn't matter, right? I'm feeling like this is way too big. Yes, it is. So let me cut some of it off this side that is. That's about the right size. Okay, and I'm going to pull off this. This was just one piece. I'm going to pull out some of these long strings. Can you see what I've got in my hand? And we'll poke those into this project. Never throw these things away because there's so much you can do with them. You can even make tassels with those. Okay, so let's cut one more piece of burlap, just slightly different from this one, because I think it looks better to have 2 layers in the back. And this one kind of in the shape of one of those little 5-petal and I will just be attaching this, and it just gives it a little bit more stand-up ability. Okay, so let's use this one, which is the smaller one, sort of as our guide for what we're going to do, and we'll make another orange one. Let's use this because I have lots of it. All right, it really does not even matter where I put it on. Where did I put them? Oh, here, my pins are right in front of me. So if you're liking this week of DIY flowers, let me know. If you have questions, let me know. I do have a YouTube, okay, I'm going to cut it smaller than this. I do have a YouTube channel. I don't know if you knew that. And that is a, my videos are organized there by topic. And so if you're wanting to see a flower tutorial from a while back, or that I didn't just do this week, just let me know and I'll get you a link to my YouTube channel. Okay. I will put that on here. It's going to all be on kind of wonky. Make this not so pointy. See, they're just stacked. All right, and then let's do a piece, a double layer of this tulle. I'm gonna cut it out basically to fit this little piece right here. You can change these for every season, Catherine. I totally agree. And the thing is, whatever fabric you have is just fine. It will work just perfect. You don't have to run out and get the same stuff that I have. Maybe you don't like orange like I do. I am really an orange fan. Okay. So I cut 2 pieces that I will put on the front of this. I thought I cut 2 pieces. Oh yes, I did. And I'm just going to use some low temperature glue, but you could use tacky glue. You could use whatever you want. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little dot in the center here. I'll hold it up in just a second to show you. Second layer on. So I didn't lay them straight. I didn't align them all up because I didn't want them like that. And same with these bottom pieces or back pieces. Just going to glue those 2 together. And then we'll glue this on here. And then we will keep going. Okay, so what do we want next? Well, when I did this one, I used 2 pieces of the same fabric, but I think I want something a little different. I also used a piece of canvas duck. Big surprise. Can you see it right there? Yeah, I did it on this one too. But I think I'm going to use a piece of this. I haven't used any of it yet. Let's see. And I don't want this to be very big. Okay, I don't know what shape that is. But I think it's going to look good on here because the fabric that's in the center is pretty cream. All right, let's do some of these little pieces. And then maybe we'll do another little bit of, where did I put it? I have too many things on my craft desk right now. Oh, I'll do probably another little piece of this. Okay, so these are the strings that I pulled out of that piece of burlap ribbon, and I'm just gonna put a blob of glue in the center and apply them 2 at a time, sort of crisscross, and then we'll trim them up. I'm all about using everything that you possibly can. So, and these are way too long, so I'm going to cut them off a little bit. But if you like those really long, you could leave them like that. Whoops. Okay, and let's do a little piece of this wired ribbon in the center, and then we'll figure out either a button or a bling to go in it. I'll show you how to put the back on it. Just gonna do a circle. Ah, that's kind of actually a circle. Okay. And then I think I'm going to layer some buttons in the center, and then we'll glue on. And these are just ones I've collected, vintage mother of pearl. Some of them were cut off clothing 100 years ago, or maybe not quite that, or maybe more, and the string from the garment that it was on is still there, which I love those, but some people want to clean them all up. And okay, let me grab some more ribbon, and we'll do the garter. Okay, I cut these really long just because I wasn't sure which candle I wanted to use them on. So I'm just going to wrap this around a candle that I have to get a rough idea of how long I would want this to be. And I will glue this on the center. So, oh, it's cute. Okay, and I want to share one thing that I learned this morning. If you glue almost to the edge of this thick stacked flower, then your garter is going to have a harder time laying completely flat to your candle. See, it did it with this one too. So this time I only did the glue in the very center. Let's take this one off and we'll see if that would look different. This is very neutral. It would totally go in my house. Yes, this is going to work much better. I'm just going to pin it for right now. So I made this style of flowers when I made this one, and we're going to make one more, so stay with me. Gosh, 5 years ago maybe. And I made a bunch of other ones using little scraps from some jelly rolls that I had and just some various other fabric. And I will look for pictures of that so that I can show you. Yeah, this is such a versatile idea, and you're just cutting shapes, whatever size you want to start with, and getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And they're not even perfect circles or anything. They're kind of, you know, kind of wonky. And so these were all the leftover little bits that I had floating around from when we made that pillow wrap that had carrots on it for Easter. Okay, let's look at this now. I have also been in a very purpley mood lately, and these are just some little bits from a fabric sample book. This is how they look when you first get them. I just pulled the staples out. And we're gonna make a purpley stacked flower. Okay, so I used this one to cut an outside piece, and I am going to use the burlap on the back of it because I'm going to use the burlap because it makes it stand up better. Okay, that's a really weird shape, but it works. And I'm gonna, on this piece here, you can see I could not get the paper fully off of it. The paper that they stick on the edges with all the information about what this fabric is. All these fabrics have probably been discontinued, and so if you're wanting some fabrics like this idea, you could ask around at your local fabric store, at different places that do sofas and pillows and things like that. They might have some that have expired. And if all else fails, check Mr. Google or Amazon or Etsy, something like that. Okay, my comments are completely frozen. All right, so I'm going to start with just one layer on this brown. And then, just thinking, I have these other pieces cut out that I want to use. And I don't know, maybe we'll use another piece of burlap. What the heck? This just gives me a general idea of how big or not I want it to be. Boring. I mean, this is kind of how the creative process goes anyways for me. Oh yeah, that's pretty actually. I like that. I just start playing and then I kind of find my way to what I ultimately want as I'm going along. So you can see a little bit of it poking out on that layer. And do we want one more? Yeah, heck yeah. All right, and if you've ever seen me do these pulled string burlap flowers, this is the same stuff I use for this. It comes at Walmart in blue, orange, yellow, red, green, tan, cream, dark brown. Did I say orange? So, and these are, I don't remember how much, $7, and it's a ton. You can make a ton of these and a ton of other kinds of projects. Okay, let me glue this down. Put this on here. And I've not layered everything straight and centered. I have it kind of off to the side because I think that makes it more interesting. Okay, let's do one last little bit with this, and then we'll use a piece of bling, and then we'll make the back for it. Valerie, what would you love to see? I must have missed your earlier comment. Let's go do this in a sort of circle. Yeah, that works. Do you guys like this combination of this purpley color with the brown? I do. So I was thinking about these 3 pieces might work, and I think I'm going to do this one. But these are all some of the little pieces that come in my Totally Dazzled pack, along with other beautiful ones. And the finish is called Antique Bronze. And when they designed this package for me, she said, Natalie, the owner of the company, said she wanted it to remind her of the all the vintage buttons and stuff that I love to use. And of course I was thrilled by that. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Okay, let's do a back, and then I'll show it to you on one of these candles. And then when I eventually actually fully glue it on to the candle, I will glue the ribbon to itself, not to the candle, so that I can easily swap it out, if that makes sense. Look how pretty that is, and so different. So different. Okay, this one is glued on. This is the one I made at least 5 years ago, and you can see it's just glued to itself. Let's take this one off so I can show you. Just make sure that it's going to stay on. These are way too long, but you get the point. So that's that. I mean, it's super easy. You can use absolutely whatever you have on hand. You could use canvas duck even as your main thing. You could stencil it if you wanted. You could use vintage buttons, bling, whatever, a little wood piece, whatever gets you excited and goes with your theme, whatever that might be. let me know if you have questions. I mean, it's just, I'll say it one more time. You're going to cut big, smaller, 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 wonky pieces of any variety of burlap, burlap ribbon, canvas, tulle, this funky netting stuff from Dollar Tree, any kind of fabric you want. And then you're just going to glue it. You're going to basically stack it. That's why I call these stacked layered flowers. If you have a better idea of what I could call this, please tell me. But anyways, that's it. And then you can put them on absolutely anything you want. It's just so completely customizable. I love that. I know you can't see very well, but I will get good close-up pictures and I'll put them here in these comments. I'll also put them just on DiyDreaming. Do a this or a this if you feel like it. And I wanted to encourage you all to take a second to check to see if you are still following DiyDreaming and if you have still any notifications turned on, because I don't know if you realize, if you're watching this live on March 5th, 2024, Facebook had a little outage this morning. Well, it was a big outage. It was the whole darn thing. They lost millions. But some people got unsubscribed or unliked, or their notifications got turned off when it got turned back on. So just wanted to make you aware of that and encourage you to just look at this page. If you click the like or follow button once, that will make you like or follow this page. If you click it a second time, that's where you would turn on your notifications. Okay, that's enough of a lesson. Technology is not my good thing. I'm better at this kind of deal. So anyways, let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to sprinkle, and I hope to see you again here on DiyDreaming very soon.